Chowtaal tutorial. I'm going to try to cover most of the main beats here. For a Chowtaal, obviously there are many different types of Chowtaal singing, but I'm going to try to cover a very common style. So the intro that we have, there's variables of the intro, but along the line of, right? So we have kran gay, kran gay, kran gay te, kran gay gay. This alone can be held for the slow part of Chowtaal. So kran gay, open gay. Most of the basses are open in Chowtaal. Kran gay te, kran gay gay, kran gay, kran gay. So that sounds like, and this is in a rhythm of 14. Krangate, or krangate, 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 krang, krang. Right, and a fill that I use, krangate, 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 krang, krang, dagate, 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 so that's a little bit more complex, but dagate, krangate, krangate, krang, krang, dagate, 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 krang, krang. So dagate, 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 krang, krang. And then the kran kran I'm going to have with the chop. So you don't necessarily have to do this. You can just do these just add a little bit more flavor to that slow part of it. So an example of the slow part. So that's the open-handed way of playing it. You can alter the variables as needed. Right, towards the end of the lines usually. Another way you can play closed-handed is so as long as you're holding the same rhythm. So this covers the slow part. Now the next transition, where we're going to go to the medium speed. To get to that medium speed, we usually go from this is used as the transition to step up the speed. So da to the gig, da to the gig, da to the gig. So this is when we're going from from the 14 rhythm cycle to a 4/4 cycle. Times. The rest of how you progress it is up to you. You can do and then the main rhythm is and this is how I play it. As long as you get the rhythm, you can learn from other videos or other people, but as long as you're holding this type of rhythm, you can adjust it as you see fit. So When I play in a more advanced way, I can do. Basically suppressing the bass, right, with my left hand, bringing over my dominant hand, and then gradually decreasing the tension of my wrist and moving downwards. So the first ge is, right, very high pitched, and then we go. It doesn't have to be that exact pattern, it could simply be, right, just eighth notes there, 1, 2, 16th notes, but you can be creative with that. So a way of playing this closed hand is so then you hold that. Some Chowtaals do a third higher speed, some don't. So if you don't, you can hold this until the next change, which we're going to talk about. However, if you go to that third speed, slow, medium, fast, then the transition sounds similar to this. Control the tempo as the drummer, so you can choose to go fast with it or keep it relatively the same. However, so you can use anything to transition. I tend to do dhak gate to gate, dhak gate to gate, dhak gate. So from the medium speed, and then you go to. From that fill, we go. The key here is to really just hold the bass open as you're increasing speed. So. Really do anything to transitions from. You could even just scrap the mukra, the transitionary piece, and just go. All I'm doing there is just da ge 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 da ge ge ge. Right, that's always a safe transition to use. Tak ke tak ke tak ke tak ke tak. Then you can go into the same medium beat at a faster speed. So we go from. Or closed. Now, I'm teaching you a simple way. When I play, I kind of do a whole bunch more. So for an example, if I'm to transition from the medium to fast, the way I would do, first of all, I'd increase the tempo more, and I'd also add a lot of chops and open basses. So from the medium speed, we can add once we get comfortable. But from the fast speed, once you go you can hold that any teka you want for a prolonged period of time. And then eventually from that fast teka, we're going to break back down into the 14 rhythm cycle to complete that section of it, that stanza, right? So that looks and sounds like usually it goes 4 times, 2 here, 2 here on the sides, and then so that's when we break back into the 14 rhythm cycle, right? So as a drummer, you really have to control the rhythm because you're going from 14 to 4/4 to a faster 4/4 back to a slow 14. So I'm just going to quickly do the progression. In a nutshell, just to do very small glimpses of each, right? So from the fast one, you go to right? So that's part one. That's usually how Chowtaals start. I'm just going to do a demo of everything we've done so far to bring you up to that, and then the next video will be on how to do the verse. That's the beginning of Chowtaal. The next piece is the verse, and we're almost there. tutorial. So in the previous video, we did the intro and how to start with the main first stanzas that occur in Chowtaal. Now this video is going to be how to progress into the verse. So you'll notice that so this is going to lead off from the last video. So the last teka that we'll break back down to is the 14 cycle slow. Right now, to transition into the verse becomes 4/4 again. So it's basically go from the krangit, the krangit, the krangit, the krang. You can use the transition if you want. Right, then we go into again, this is how I play it. You can definitely modify it as you need to. I'm just showing you the general concept of it, right? So we go from 14 to so you can obviously change how you go into the next beat, but the next beat is and this is how I play it, right? But a basic version would be right, but I decorate it with taka tit tit, taka tit tit, right, with the K, that tit, taka tit tit, tagi, so taka tit tit, tagi, taka tit tit, tagi. I find this is a very full take up. I just play it all open. So this is what it sounds like. So you can technically hold that for this whole part of the stanza of the verse. What I do when I'm playing a little bit more intricately, I'll go into a so if it's held for a long time, I'll change to a chutney slash by Tagana teka. But it's fast. I just vary it as I see fit. This I usually do towards the second half of this section before it goes into the next change. So but for now, you can hold that for the entire thing, and then as we get closer towards the end of this part, it's going to take a change. So Now it varies from goal to goal when exactly they're going to change, but it's a very abrupt change. It goes from basically do exactly what we did at a faster speed, right? So we go from medium to fast. So there's many different ways of playing these beats. I'm just trying to give you guys a general concept. You can do ton of stuff you can do, right? But anyway, the basics. So from we hold. You'll know usually the singers in the Chowtaal will signal you, but you're going to control the tempo now. So you're going to go from the medium speed to the faster speed with the same progression, but into or any other take at that speed. So we're going to hear it one more time. Right, so right there. So we're going to try that. We're going to keep going, and it's going to break back down into right, which we learned from the last video. Last video, but it basically goes from or right into this take cut. And as usual, you can add in your variation. Right, and then we're going to keep holding that until until the rhythm change, which is going to go from here. So we went from medium to fast. You're going to depending on the goal, you're going to control the rhythm and get it even faster. So you're going to keep going until you break back down to the entire cycle of Chowtaal. so Chowtaal basically repeats. So the intro we did, and now you have the verse, right? Which is, just to recap, a combination of and then you hold that until you do the same thing at a faster speed. So you control the tempo, increase it. Until you break it back down to, and I'm doing tap, but you can do tap, and whatever you do after that to lead into the next part is up to you. You can do the bass glide, you can do as long as you go into the next beat. To the faster speed, as I highlighted in the previous video, you just hold the bass. You keep holding that until you break back down into the 14. And that's basically it for the basics of Chowtaal, right? As I mentioned, I do play it more intricately than this, but this gives you the feel of the concepts that you need, and then you can pick and choose from what you know or what you hear others play or what your specific goal does. But again, we start off slow into 14, progress to medium, fast, back to slow, and we enter the verse take at then we do that at a faster speed, then from there the medium goes back to fast, and then the fast breaks back down to 14. That's basically the entire Chowtaal loop.